Hey, what's up everyone? Marco here from Crypto Mining Lab and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be installing a hydro cooling system. This particular system will be specific for Antminer hydro miners, and this cabinet will be holding up to 42 units of the S19 Hydro. Doesn't matter which model. We'll take you through the whole process of installing the cabinet itself, the cooling system, as well as putting the miners and connecting the whole thing. The operation will be taking place in the UAE, and for this particular setup, we will be using both dry cooler as well as the chiller. The reason why is because temperatures in the UAE tend to get really high during summer months, so we have to combine both to control the temperature. But for other locations around the world where the weather tends to be more cooler and temperatures don't go like really high, about 40-45, a dry cooler will be enough to do the job. So let me show you the whole process, and if it's something that you're interested in, stay tuned and watch the video till the end.
نفس الثاني يعني نفس شو؟ نفس البارحي لازم أكبر.
So what we have right here is the cooling side of the system, because it's really hot in the UAE, so it requires a chiller, and we have a dry cooler which we can use during the cool season. Right here what we have is this is a 30 HP chiller, and right here is the 120 kilowatts dry cooler. And the idea is to bring the water from the cabinet, go through the dry cooler first, and then cool it down a bit, and then send it to the chiller, and then go back to the cabinet. The thing here is, so during the cool seasons, we can use this dry cooler for cooling. So if the target temperature which we can set on the chiller, the cooling is enough, so the compressors from the chiller will not kick in, so we will only be using the dry cooler itself. As soon as the temperatures go up, the compressors from the chiller will kick up and will cool the water even further to supply a cooler water to the system. Here inside the room, what we have is the cabinet. As you can see here, the guys are still connecting the electricity from the distribution box here, and the cabinet can hold up to 42 units. This is a 42 units hydro system for the Antminer S19. It comes with all required cables, Ethernet cables, connecting for water connections in and out. This is just for example. So what we do now is place all the miners on the cabinet itself, and then connect all the piping, connect the power, and start running the system. I will show you in a minute after we place all the miners, so you can see the cabinet full of miners connected. Okay, we're back the next day. One day was not enough to install the whole thing. It took us a lot of time to connect the main cable from the power distribution room to the cabinet, because the wire is too thick. But as you can see behind me, the chiller, dry cooler, the cabinet inside, everything is installed. And let me give you a tour around so you can see in details how everything is installed. Alright, so before you go inside the room to show you the cabinet and everything, let's start from the outside here. As you can see, we have a chiller sitting here as well as a dry cooler. Each equipment has its own connection here. Everything is done underground according to the regulations here and the requirements here. The same thing goes for the dry cooler. Everything here is running on a 3-phase. Here what we have is the inlet outlet for the cabinet. This is a flex pipe. So just to show you how it works exactly. So what we did here is we have the outlet from the system going to the dry cooler first. Dry cooler will take most of the heat, and then from there it will go into the inlet of the dry cooler for the chiller, and then from the chiller we have the outlet going back to the miner room here. So, and the chiller has its own water supply, so you fill up the whole system with water or liquid, whatever you want. You have an overflow valve over there, and then the draining valve down there. And the point behind setting up the system this way is because during cold, it's not cold, it doesn't get really cold here, but at the moment the temperatures are not too high. So basically we want to maximize efficiency here. The water will come out from the cabinets, from the miners to the dry cooler first. Dry cooler first will try to get the temperature down to the to the target temperature set by Bitmain, which is 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is low enough within the target, which we can set here on the panel, on the chiller here, then the chiller will stay off, the compressors will not kick in, and will stay off. So we have only the water pump that will be working inside, recirculating the whole fluid. And in hot summer, what will happen is, because the dry cooler cannot reduce that temperature too low, so we will go through the chiller will reduce the temperature and then send the whole liquid back to the cabinet. Right, now let's go inside the mining room itself. As you can see, it's elevated. We have slab here, and the reason why they did this is for for flooding and everything, so the water doesn't stay inside. First thing we can find here is the cabinet itself. So as you can see here, we have the specifications of the cabinet from asic shield. Mine is installed here. The cabinet is full. It's not actually full. The customer is still missing 7 miners. This particular cabinet can hold up to 42 units. Right now we have 35 units installed. Give you a quick look. So we have the power cords installed, the Ethernet cables, and each miner has an inlet and outlet. And each inlet and outlet has a valve just in case if you want to remove one of the miners, so you don't have to shut down the whole system. So here we have the cabinet. This is the inlet and outlet for the water. So we have the inlet going up here, and we have the outlet down here. The cabinet itself has a displayer which will show the pressure, the water pressure within the system, as well as the inlet temperature, just to make sure we're in range. These are for purging the system to get all the air from the piping outside, so it would be easier. Just plug in a pipe here and you can get the air outside. Now, as you can see, this is the main cable that powers up the whole system, which I will show you in a minute from the back side. So this cable is a 300, this one is a 180 millimeter. This is the ground cable. This is a 3-phase system. Now let's go to the back side. As you can see here, so all the wiring is running here. We're still doing some wiring here, which will be finished in a minute. And I'll just show you the power distribution box from the cabinet itself. We see the 180 millimeter cable coming in. So the whole thing is installed inside, including individual breakers, rated at 63 amps, because these miners run on 380 phase, 380 volts 3-phase power. We have the main power box here. This is a cable that's coming out from the power room. This is a 240 millimeter, and this is the one that's going to the cabinet. Right, so we have done everything required here, installing the cooling system, the miners, connecting the whole thing. As we saw, this is the customer requested an upgrade on his power. So basically, everything is installed, the transformer is installed, all the connection is done. What do we need to wait for now is as this is a new setup, a new upgrade for the power. So basically, the power distribution company will send an inspector to inspect the whole setup on the farm, including cabling, the systems and all documents that was delivered to them, if it matches what is on the ground right now. So basically, we will need to wait for the inspector from the power distribution company to come here this afternoon, and to make sure that everything is up to the standards. Once done, they will switch on the power on this new built power room and then electricity room, and then the only thing left to do is to fill the cooling system with liquid, and then we're ready to start the miners. Right, so the cabinet is up and running. As you can see, the fluid temperature is about 33 degrees. All the miners are running fine, no leakage, nothing. We've tested, we'll let it run for 2 hours. We'll show you in a minute on the screen. So hash rate is up, and everything seems fine. We will leave it this way, and we will give you an update in the near future.